Thank you. Thank you for that. I also would like to say I'm one of those women that Andrew Tate don't like. I'm plus 40. I'm expired. I'm invisible. I think it was something about women in my age. We should disappear because this is the thing about women. Like, you know, I read that 60% of online companies don't want to hire women in my age. I noticed now, because I'm advising for Vox Queens, which is a community for female athletes, that when you hit a certain age, the brands honestly don't, I cannot swear, but they don't care about you anymore. They want your money, but they don't want to support you. So that's the thing. And if you wait long enough, I will go into menopause, and then I hit that one as well. Yeah, don't wait that long. Is it? Yes, so we are here. So I am here to talk about unapologetic confidence. When I was rehearsing yesterday to my family, I realized if I'm ever going to do this speak again, I'm just going to say confidence, because I found out it's really hard to actually pronounce it. So yeah, but I'm going to talk about confidence. I am one of those people that right now in front of you are often being told that I am super at this and that. And it always makes me chuckle a bit, because 11 years ago, I was exactly not that. I was always moaning, I was always self-pity, I always tried to shrink and conform into be something that I'm not. On top of that, I despite growing up being Asian in Denmark, where I'm from. I looked different, was smaller than average, and on top of that, I was also a little bit chubby. So that's the way my mom told me. So yeah, definitely not a very confident person. The only thing I really had going for me is that I was very good at computers. So I was a full-blown nerd, which, to be honest, when you like guys, is not really a good thing either. So yeah, so that was me. But then something happened to me. I got cancer. So yeah, that's not really, and a lot of people will say, okay, that's not a good thing. But I realized when I got sick that I had a choice. I could go down. I feel very, very sorry for myself, which, to be fair, I did for quite some time. And I could start fighting, and I could try to take the control back in my life that I actually never really had done before. So because of that, this is why you can see my husband is a designer. He put these pictures showing. I think actually this hospital picture is hidden by the logo. So you can see I'm super strong over that one. So that's basically it. No, so I had that choice. But as you know, with any journeys, it's never straightforward. I think we have already heard a lot of great talkers talking about this today, that all journeys have their challenges and all the obstacles. So I got diagnosed with resistant thyroid cancer. A lot of people say thyroid cancer, that is the lucky cancer. Never ever say that to anybody who has cancer. There's not such thing as lucky cancer. It is true that thyroid cancer is more curable than other type of cancer. Unfortunately, I got the kind where I became immune to the only known treatment, which is radioactive iodine. So every time the cancer metastasizes, I need to get a surgery or radiation. That's also why you can hear my voice is a little bit broken. I was the one coughing around the room before as well. Apologize for that. I didn't try to ruin anybody's speak for it. And as I said, when I got diagnosed, I went down. And as I said, I was one of those people before that handled depression in one way. I went to bed. Because going to bed, hoping that life, whatever things that's being thrown at you, just disappear by itself. It didn't. But what did happen when I was lying in my bed was that my children came into me. They didn't ask me to entertain them. They didn't ask me to do anything. They just lie there quietly next to me. And I realized that if I was going to go down, I didn't want to go down and not show my children I was fighting. And I was definitely not going to give up without a big fight. So everybody who have had a journey, and it doesn't really matter if it's cancer, if it's mental illness, if it's a bad divorce, if it's struggle with self-esteem and what it is, the journey to find yourself is hard. You read all these books, you see all these amazing posts on social media about people who are one, who can do this and that, and you're like, how do I get started? Because it's difficult, because you are not them and they are not you. So for me, it was super hard to get started. I decided, because, even walking out of your bed when you are depressed is hard, going out in the sun, taking a shower. But at one point, my husband convinced me to start running. I had no idea where to start. I went to one of those malls where you can also buy clothes to buy my first sporting gear. And I can see now there's some people smiling because there's some of the people from a hybrid fitness community here, and they're like, don't buy sports clothes in a mall. But I got that, and I ran for almost 10 minutes. And I remember I was joking to my husband at the time, if I don't die of cancer, I'm going to die of this, because I am so out of shape. So this was just terrible fun. But slowly, you can see here, we are like almost did 4.47 kilometers here. Very proud of that one. Fun. So every step. On top of that, when you had a career break, I think everybody who had children know, particularly as a woman, when you have a career break and getting your career back after, you're not like the most sexy to get back to a working force. And on top of that, when you have a chronic illness, nobody wants to hire you. This is just, you are as, contagious as anybody. And then on top of that, I'm also getting old, which we all know, nobody want to be around old people. So it was just bad on bad for it. So this journey back, even if it was step by step, was not easy. Because every time you come a little bit forward, there is setbacks. As you can see here, when I had started running a little bit more, I managed to disintegrate the ligament in my ankles because I have a tendency to overdo everything. That also means that I had to get a double ankle surgery in the middle of my cancer treatments. And I realized a little bit about insurance at that time, that if unlimited health insurance doesn't mean unlimited health insurance. It means X amount of treatments, and that's it. So that means now suddenly I also gave my family an extra financial strain, because now we had to start paying for my treatments myself. So that was a fun time where we really realized how to juggle all these things. But that's the thing about setback. I'll be honest, there have been lots of moments where I was lying in bed in the evening, watching my husband, and I hope my heart will stop. Because not only did I become a big burden for my family, but I also became a financial strain, which something I don't think anybody wants to be for your family. Nobody wants to be that person who pulls your family down like a dead weight. So, but the thing is, my husband was very supportive. My children, sucked it up. And I learned to use these setbacks as a way to push forward. So even if, and I can say around this picture, I had 6 surgeries: split sternum, fall in the neck, armpit, okay, my double ankle. I can almost do a dance, like knees and toes, knees and toes. No, so this was, and on top of that, when I lost running because of the ankle surgery, I started swimming to move. Then I got 28 rounds of radiation, got muscle spasm in the whole body, so it was not safe for me to swim. And I learned something that I still call bed yoga. I realized afterwards I should not Google that, because that's definitely something else. But for me, bed yoga is lying on the back, moving your legs up and down, and still moving, even if everything else on your body didn't work. And slowly by slowly, these setbacks did become a part of my strength and my journey back. So this is the thing about confidence, and I would like to point out, my husband picked these photos. I didn't pick that. I think he wanted to show that I met Ronaldinho last week. Now, that's not enough about that. But the thing about confidence is, it's not perfect. It's not pretty. It's not even about always doing the right thing. We have heard some amazing talks today about want to do the right thing, getting the best grade, doing this and that. For me, it's exactly the opposite. Every time I fail, I take that failure as a data point and say, oh, what can I learn from that? For me, it's only the time when you give up that becomes the real failure. Not keep trying and testing. because we're human, we're flawed, and in all fairness, we have all failed. And to pretend that we're not, that is, and try to pretend that we are perfect, and come on, that is social media, and we shouldn't even listen to that anymore. So I'm sorry, I realized that you should have done it so it was only on one side, so I don't have to walk back and forward. Just take a note on that one, yeah. But and a good example I can give about this is, my name is Line Huyong Peteri. I don't know if you guys know, so Huyong is my Korean name. And when I'm adopted from South Korea, and when I came to Denmark, my parents chose to keep Huyong as my middle name. I absolutely hated it. Can you try to imagine Ho Young and then my first name Line, opposite Young Ho Line? This is like the worst name in the world. Yes, again, don't Google that one either. And it's absolutely true. Don't do it. Don't do it. Fine. So I removed it everywhere. Even in the first presentation here, that was not the full name because my husband is so used to me not want to use the name. But that's the thing. I realized that Ho Young means heroic or brave tiger in Korea. That's why, if somebody have noticed, there's a little hint of tiger in all this. And that's the thing. There's normally a name you give to boys in Korea to give them a strong beginning of the life. But for me, growing up in Denmark, this was the worst name ever. And I realized how stupid I've been. I've been trying to run away from what I actually am. Because I do believe I'm a brave, strong tiger. And that is exactly the person that I was meant to be and the person I'm trying to embrace every day. So, as I already mentioned, confidence and performance is not perfection. I am one of those people that have failed so many times. I did an interview not a long time ago, and he actually the interviewer asked me, and I said, I feel like I fail 2 or 3 times every day, and I get a laugh at it, sometimes I made a joke about it, but what I never do is beating myself up for it. I'll give a couple of examples. So I got an opportunity for doing an MBA 6 years ago. I had got my career back, I got a little pay, little salary, but I got opportunity for an MBA. So I took it. I was like, this is my way back. And it was at Exeter University, which I was told is like a really fancy university here in UK. I had applied twice for University of Malta, where I lived before, being rejected both. Sorry, that was me with fat fingers, sorry. So I had been rejected from Malta. So I thought like, I can get a free MBA at Exeter. I'm going to do it. First 2 modules, super easy, just flying through it, loved it. I thought this is just, why are people talking about this as hard? Third one failed. Okay, not good. And I looked into it and looked what I had to do, and I didn't even understand the feedback that I received for why I failed. So I was like, I cannot continue this. And then I had a meeting with Steve. Steve is one of those guys, he was my academic mentor. So he's one of those guys, very distinctive British gentleman. Always sitting in a nice pullover, his hair, you're one of those guys, if you go out in the winter, hair doesn't move at all. Just and I was like, Steve, I cannot do it. And Steve just looked at me, finished my rambling, and then he said, again, I've never seen any kind of emotion from this guy at all. And he said to me, Line, the world needs more Line Peteris. And then he added, I think you are doing the study for the right reason. You want to become a better leader and a better person. And I was like, first of all, okay, oh my God, Steve, I got. But the thing is, what he said to me really resonated with me, because he actually told me that he didn't get my middle name, but that's okay. But I, Line Peteri, can take a space in this world. I'm unique in my own way, and I can, even if I fail this module, I can do it. So I sucked it up. I finished the module, and not with all those perfect grades, like I said, Dr. Sasha Mugenhal, but I finished it. And I was super happy and proud for finishing it. And now I'm already ready to do maybe my doctorate at one point. I'm probably also just going to scramble myself to that one. But that's the thing. The journeys don't have to be perfect. A lot of people always see, this is my end. I'm going to be an MBA, or I'm going to be VP, or I'm going to be CEO. But the whole journey to that is also going to be enjoyed. And that is where you build the confidence. This is where you build it. I want to give you one more example, because I know there's some other hybrid athletes in the room. So I started doing high rocks 2 years ago. I read an article about Hilary Duff. Oh, sorry, Hilary Duff, but that's the singer. Sorry, Celia Duff. There's a 73-year-old retired doctor here in UK who became the world champion in her age group for high rocks. And I got so inspired by her. So I instantly signed my husband and me up for it. And I had no idea what I was doing, clearly, because I screwed up. I ran 3 kilometers too much. For people who know high rocks, it's 8-kilometer run. So, and then you also have some fitness station. So by running 11 kilometers, obviously I was super tired because I ran too much. Most people will think, oh, I failed, I got a bad time in high rocks. My head, oh, I can do a high rocks with 11 kilometers. What can I not just do with normal time? So I signed up for 2 more on the same day. So my race number 2 and 3 was in Milan, where I did 2, just to show myself that I could do it. Not perfect. When you look at, if you saw the photos, you'd be like, well, obviously we picked the good photos for this. So if you saw the other photos for it, you'd be like, wow, she was struggling. But that's the thing. Everything I do is not about being perfect. And I think I mentioned this many times, but that's because some of the things I've heard today, but also that I see. And also, there's a lot of young people here, and I know you're chasing perfection, but you don't need to be perfect. You just need to take those things that doesn't work the way that you wanted the first time and pivot from it. So this is one of the things. When something bad happens in life, you have at least I did that. I don't want to assume for all of you. But I stopped asking, why me? It's easy to say, why did I get sick? Like, why did this happen to me? And instead of saying, like, what now? What is the next challenge that I'm going to take on? And if some of it for some reason doesn't work out, I'm not going to kill myself for it. I'm not going to get upset for me. I tried. And I think there was somebody who once said, like, if you aim for the moon, maybe you hit a star. That's the thing. You don't know the journey that you take, where it will take you to. And that is the most important thing. And that's exactly why I always say one of the most important things people can do for themselves is learning to pivot. Yes, you start a company. And I tried a couple, for instance, I have a shoe company. When we started on Kickstarter, it was to do comfortable high-heel shoes. And I remember all the VCs were saying to us, if women really want comfortable shoes, then maybe somebody would do it. And then we looked at the 10 men in the room who definitely didn't wear high-heel shoes. And today, we are one of the fastest growing shoe companies. But not more importantly, we pivoted to become the most sustainable shoe company as well, with our own blockchain. And that's the thing. We didn't start like that. We just decided that is the way we're going to move into it. I know I'm rambling a little bit now. So yeah, from now on, the choice is yours. What is stopping you? If you feel like, I don't like to come in to be too confident, like, I'm taught to, if I come in too confident, maybe I sound too arrogant or too ignorant. But the thing is, I truly believe the more confident a person is, the better. Because I come in here and I see a lot of hopeful people, and I see hopefully a lot of people come up to me and talk about business and everything afterwards. And I don't compete with any of you. I'm not threatened by you guys, even if there's some really, really pretty girls. This, and my husband is, yeah, but this is it. I have confidence enough that like me, doesn't mean that I think I'm better than anybody here. It just means that I know that even if everybody thinks this was the worst speak they've ever heard, 2 weeks from now, you moved on. Maybe, if they don't put it on the official channels, then a little bit longer. But this thing, you would have moved on. My life has not been ruined. Your life has not been ruined, hopefully not. Fine. And that's the thing. Even if you feel in the moment that you want everybody to like you, but this is the thing. You can't. Why would you try to conform or shrink yourself to become something you're not? Because that would be a fake. And as Steve said, I really wish I had him on social media. And as Steve said, there's only one of us. There's only one of each of us. It would be such a shame to hide that person from the rest of the world. That's it. Thank you so much, guys.